I'm Tracy May Barcelos po from 10 Earth. At sa video pong ito, i-discuss natin yung mga terms na related sa polynomials. So, let's start. Now, before we can understand what polynomials are, kailangan muna nating i-define ang terms. So, ano nga ba ang terms? In algebra, terms are mathematical expressions that are made up of two different parts, the number part and the variable part. Sa term, yung number part tsaka yung variable part are multiplied together. But since multiplication is applied in algebra, the two parts of the term are usually written right next to each other with no time symbol between them. So para mas lalo nyo maintindihan, idigap pa natin yung number tsaka yung variable. So unahin natin yung number part. Number part is just pretty simple. Kasi number lang siya like 10, 3, 8, or 6. And may official name rin siya na tinatawag na coefficient. So next naman natin is the variable part. Variable part can be made up of one or more variables that are raised to a power. Pwede siyang maging x squared, or pwede rin naman siyang maging y, or pwede rin siyang maging x squared times y squared, or ab squared times c cubed. Kasi katulad ng sinabi natin kanina, it can be made up of one or more variables that are raised to a power. Okay, so meron na tayong basic idea and brief background about sa terms. Tignan naman natin kung paano makakatulong yung basic idea natin sa term to help us understand the basic idea of polynomials. So ano nga ba yung kanina pa natin binabanggit na polynomial? First up, poly is a Greek word means many, and nomial comes from the Latin word nomen means name. But in mathematical context, it's really referring to many terms. Polynomial is a combination of terms. Para siyang chain of terms that are linked together using addition or subtraction. And also, polynomials can be made from any numbers of terms joined together. But meron naman tayong few specific names that we use to describe polynomials na may certain number of terms. So, sa table na to, makikita mo yung mga few specific names for polynomials. First is the monomial. Monomial is a polynomial na nagko-consist of exactly one term, since the prefix mono means one. Next naman is yung binomial. Ang binomial ay nagko-consist of exactly two terms, since the prefix bi means two. Next is the trinomial. Trinomial is a polynomial na nagko-consist of exactly three terms, since the prefix tri means three. And finally is the polynomial. Pag lumagpas siya ng 3 terms or beyond 3 terms, we usually just say polynomial since poly means many. So, idagdag ko lang, polynomial is a series of terms joined together by addition or subtraction. So, para mas maintindihan nyo yung polynomial, magbibigay ako ng ilang examples. So, all of these are example of polynomials. Since all of the variables in each polynomials have integer exponent that are positive. And kung mapapansin nyo, example number 1 and 2 is a monomial kasi meron siyang isang term. Example number 3 and 4 is a binomial kasi meron siyang tig-dalawang term. Example number 5 and 6 is a trinomial kasi meron siyang tig-tatlong term. And example number 7 and 8 is a polynomial kasi meron siyang beyond 3 or more than 3 terms. Meron din naman tayong mga hindi polynomials or hindi considered na polynomials. There are certain situations cause an expression to not be a polynomial. Number 1 is kapag may variable sa denominator. Number 2 is kapag may variable under a radical. And lastly, kapag may number or variable na may fractional or negative exponent. Katulad na lang ng number 1, 5x raised to negative 2 plus 1. Hindi siya naging polynomials kasi katulad ng sinabi natin kanina, bawal may negative exponent. Next naman is yung number 2, 3x raised to 1 half plus 2. Hindi siya naging polynomial kasi may fraction exponent. Next is number 3, quantity 5x plus 1 divided by quantity 3x. Hindi siya naging polynomial kasi may division. Next is the number 4, 5 square root of x minus x plus x squared. To see why the fourth example isn't a polynomial, look at the right side, which is 5x raised to 1 half minus x plus x squared. By converting the root to exponent form, we see that there is a rational root in the algebraic expression. As a general rule of thumb, kapag yung algebraic expression is may radical, then hindi siya polynomial. Same as number 5. Kapag kinonvert natin yung 2 over x is magiging 2x raised to negative 1 siya. So this algebraic expression has a negative exponent in it and alam natin na bawal yun. Another rule of thumb. If there are any variable in the denominator of a fraction, then the algebraic expression isn't a polynomial. Okay, so now that you know what polynomial is, pag-usapan naman natin ngayon ang important property of terms in polynomial called their degree. The degree of a term is determined by the power of the variable part. For example, 8x raised to 6. Since the power of the variable is 6, we say the degree of the term is 6 or pwede rin natin siyang tawaging 6-degree term. Next is 5y raised to 4. The power of the variable is 4, so tawagin natin siyang 4th-degree term. Next is 3n squared. The power of the variable is 2, then tawagin natin siyang 2nd-degree term. Next is 2b. The power of the variable is 1, so it's a 1st-degree term. And lastly, 7, which referred to as a constant term. Constant term is a term in an algebraic expression that has a value that is constant or cannot change because it does not contain any modifiable variables. Paano naman pag binigyan ka ng term na more than one variable? Ang gagawin mo lang is add up the powers of each variable to get the degree of a term. So eventually, the answer will be 5th-degree term because 3 plus 2 is equals to 5. So next naman is yung the leading term. The leading term of a polynomial is the term of highest degree. The next is the leading coefficient. The leading coefficient are the numbers written in front of the variable with the largest exponent. Example, consider the polynomial 12x raised to 5 minus 10x raised to 6 minus 5. The leading term is negative 10x raised to 6 because it is the term of highest degree. And the leading coefficient is negative 10 because it is the number written in front of the variable with the largest degree or exponent. Okay, so why do we care about the degree of terms? It is because polynomials are often referred by the degree of their highest term. Example number 1, 7x raised to 4 plus 3y squared. Pag yung polynomial contains 4th-degree term but no higher term, then tinatawag natin tong 4th-degree polynomial. Example number 2, pag naman yung highest term is only 2nd-degree term, then tinatawag itong 2nd-degree polynomial. At isa pang rason kung bakit kailangan natin ng degree of terms is that it helps us decide the arrangement of the polynomials. Inaayos natin yung mga terms sa polynomial from highest to lowest degree at tinatawag natin itong standard form or pwede ring descending order. And these are all example of polynomials. Kung makikita nyo sa right side, inaayos natin sila from highest degree to the lowest degree. So for the last, let's try to put it all together now. Consider the polynomial 2a cubed times b squared plus 7a squared times b squared minus 5ab squared plus 25b minus 21. The terms are 2a cubed times b squared and 7a squared times b squared and negative 5ab squared, 25b, and last negative 21. The coefficients are 2 for the first term, 7 for the second term, negative 5 for the third term, 25 for the fourth term, and negative 21 for the last term. The degree of each term is 5, 4, 3, 1, and 0. The leading term is 2a cubed times b squared. The leading coefficient is 2, and the degree of the polynomial is 5. So that's all lang po for introduction of polynomials, and I hope you learned something in this video. Thank you!